This show is sponsored by PSE Archery, Millennium Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Third Arm, Extreme Archery Products, Axe Broadheads, The Chase Deer Scent, Plot Watcher, and Antler Insanity.
Today we're planting Bicolor Lespedeza. We've set out our rows with a string, and I'm going along making holes, and my dad's here helping. He's putting the Bicolor Lespedeza shrubs into the holes and covering them up. So take a look at this, and we're going to look at some that we planted last year and what that looks like. And we'll be taking video of this food plot and some of the others from last year, and you'll see those here in a second. So anyway, enjoy the show. Make sure they're upright. Look at them close. Look similar. I'm looking at that back row. I measured that back row already. You must dig these things up with a machine. Like a tree plant? Tree planting machine? Tree digger up? We just finished planting our Bicolor Lespedeza. We planted it in 2 rows, 500 plants per row. The plants are planted 18 inches apart inside the row, and the rows themselves are 24 inches apart. The main purpose for this hedgerow here is going to be to help provide a break between a big open cow pasture to my left, and even though we've got some trees here, it's not very dense, but our feed plot is down below these trees. So we're trying to create a nice little break there. It'll be added security for the deer, make them feel comfortable while they're out in that food plot. The other thing is we've got a certain amount of local quail population, that just natural quail, that it'll help those quail, and then the turkeys will come use this also. So we've planted a little bit of wheat on top just to help add a little bit of plant matter around, because if you don't, you're going to be really facing a lot of weed production, and so we'd like to put down the cover crop of wheat. We found out last year that the areas where we planted, you know, in grass or where there was weeds at, the plants just didn't mature as quickly as if you cover it with harrowed in and cover it up with wheat seed. So that's what we've done. All right, so this is some Bicolor Lespedeza that we planted last year, and we didn't get much video of it when it was in full bloom last summer, but this is the leftover stalk from last year. We planted this section of Bicolor, all this stuff right here, last January, and we planted it on a bed of wheat and oats, so the roots were able to really get a good grasp of the ground and not have to fight the weeds too bad. Some other parts of this hedge we planted right in the grass or right in the mix of some weeds and different plants, and they just didn't fare as well. And so when you start from seed, you're going to hope to get plants that are maybe 18 inches in the second year, and then this would be like a third year plant. But when you start with the actual shrub root and you plant the root, this is how much you can get the very first year. And so this year we hope these will be maybe as high as 6 to 8 foot tall and start to really kind of hedge out. These bicolor, as they mature through the summer, they'll get real brittle, and that's when the seeds start to fall out. But the stalk itself is actually kind of still green inside, and I can snap it, and you can see when I peel it back, it's actually kind of a little alive there. Different people try different things. Some of them mow it. These plants will resprout from the roots, but I have one back here behind me on the opposite side. It's actually got some buds coming out right off of the stems. So we'll be back throughout the summer taking a look at this hedge that we planted last January, and we'll also be taking a look at the hedge up here behind us and see how rapidly that comes on, and just kind of take a monitor of it as it progresses through the summer.
All right, it's been about 6 weeks. I want to close this out for Chuck. As you can see, they're coming up, and I showed you in this video, they're all greens. He's got a few spots that didn't look like it made it, but overall this is going to be a great hedge. I expect it to be a hedge kind of like what we planted last year. But as you can see the oats have come up really good. They're actually starting to go ahead a little bit, and the weed competition is really at a minimum, and the oats are keeping it back, so the shrubs, the Bicolor Lespedeza little shrubs, can grow. So I'm really excited about it. It's a 2-year project. We're talking about planting some more next year, so obviously going to be a 3-year project. Chuck's doing a great job. Chuck took me to South Carolina and he introduced this to me, and they use it a lot out there, and the shrubs are just unbelievable. And the fact that animals can lay underneath it, and what it produces, a little food and all that, it's just a good thing. Plus it's a natural privacy fence. A lot of game managers, a lot of hunters and a lot of companies are starting to sell these privacy fence food plot type supplements that you can plant, and this is a natural one that you maintain it by bush hogging it and keeping it in the rows, and it'll stay there. It's not too invasive. So anyway, let's go look at what we planted last year, and then we'll close out this video. So stay tuned. As you just saw, we showed what Chuck planted earlier, about 6-7 weeks ago. So we just showed you up there. Now, this is the Chuck Campbell 2-year project. This is what we planted last year that he talked about and we showed you on the video. Now this has come back really, really good. It's really, really thick. Just very excited about it. As you can see from when he talked about it until now, you can see how much is bushed out in the last 6 to 8 weeks. Now, this spot right here didn't do so well, and what we think happened here is it got a little wet, and it just killed off the shrubs. They're still in there, but they're just not growing as well. Now this was done, as he said, we haired it in and we planted oats on top of this, and some on the top is about half this size, and we didn't take out the weed competition. And I think that's what's hindering these. As you can see in the other ones where he planted about 6 weeks ago, he haired the whole thing up, and he planted oats on top of it, and there's no weed competition, and you can see it's just greened up and it's bushing out, and I expect it to look like this next year, and to be probably, since it's all on high ground, to be a complete shrub. So anyway, what we're gonna do, we'll come in here with some hose, and we'll probably hoe back this and put little oats down, and we'll plant in the holes, and make our whole shrub tree. As you can see in the video you're looking now, we're looking for that whole fence row, and we're not far from it. And I don't see too many people talking about Bicolor Lespedeza as a game management tool, but this is good, as Chuck said, for deer, turkey, quail, dove, all the birds. And as you can see, in underneath there, as it gets thicker, it's going to be cooler, and we expect the deer and the turkey and all of them to get in there during these hot summer days in Georgia. So anyway, stay tuned. We're going to keep talking about the bicolor because we don't think anybody else is doing it, and we're excited about it, and Chuck's doing a great job at this. So stay tuned and keep watching our webisodes, and we'll keep bringing them to you on Reality Hunt Club.
If you like this show, watch our other shows at hunt365.tv. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button on the screen, or connect with us and receive notices of all our new episodes by liking our Facebook page.